you think I'm a lion. That is why I said remote course and the immediate course. You just take the immediate course. What transpired for Ken to respond that way? Readers always fail to ask that question. They only take what has been said by Ken and it's all over the place. And I can assure you, about 90% of people, Ghanaians who had bad impression about me, anytime they meet me personally, they go convinced. Because I don't mean harm, no malice, anything. But to the point, again, you know, Parliament, you're sitting here, my clerk came, okay, we're doing, I'm the chairman of the communication committee, so I have information and communication under me. We're doing the budget estimates for this. It is outside the chamber. So if you don't see Ken at the chamber, it doesn't mean I'm not working. Although it's our duty to be there.
Yeah.
Okay? But sometimes we'll be in the meeting discussing. We have besides this, what you are doing here, all of you, the media is under my committee, the telcos. So sometimes you'll be invited by MTN, Tigo, Airtel, NCA, all of them. So when we are working and you don't see us in the chamber, it doesn't mean, but they create that impression.
Do some of your constituents complain sometimes that they haven't seen you on the floor of Parliament?
You see, yes. When I go out there to speak in Parliament, it's my duty to do that, so I don't have a problem.
Right.
But the same person who is expecting me to be in Parliament 24/7 expect me to take care of his responsibility. Where do I get the money to take care of your responsibility? So they don't simply understand. Responsibility can be that, not financial, personal, coming from me personally, but I have to be going around lobbying. As seen for Suchupuprasu Road.
Right.
3 days ago, I took Chinese company to Ghana Water to sign MOU for Asin Fosu Water. Whilst I'm doing there, my colleagues were in Parliament talking. So which one do you prefer? You know, so the parliamentary work, it is not only going to Parliament and Mr. Speaker, you raise your hands, I have a contribution to make. Yes, it's good. But when you go down, ask yourself, why is it that 5 consecutive terms I've gone unopposed?
They like what you do.
Yeah, grassroots, I'm there, pushing. So it's not been easy with parliamentarians, but there are other advantages with it. I would not say it's not good at all. That I can't say that.
Okay. Now, when you started, you talked about the pressure from constituents on members of Parliament. Now, fortunately for you, you have the wherewithal. You are a self-made man even before you decided to go into politics. For members of Parliament who are not coming from that position of power, yet have so much pressure on them from constituents, what do you advise them to do?
You know, it's been tough for them. And it has been part of our discussions for the past 2 weeks. It's been very, very tough. Somebody will tell you, oh, this MP didn't have a car, now he has a Land Cruiser. All agencies, all departments, even take the hierarchy, the executive, the parliament, and judiciary. All the cars they use are free. Parliamentarians will pay from our salaries. You see, they are all using police. I've been fighting with a friend of mine that you are just a director of so and so. You see a police standing here. When I was campaigning in the bush, where were you? But that's the system.
Yeah.
So colleagues that do not have businesses on their own, my sister, it's been very tough for them. It's not easy. But I will say that our own campaign gives us away.
Exactly.
The promises we make to the people, when you come, then reality dawns on you, then it's not easy. So sometimes we make big promises, and when we come, we are not able to deliver.
Do you see a link between that and corruption?
The promises and corruption, no. No.
But the pressure to fulfill, I mean, the pressure to attend to all of these naming ceremonies, the school fees.
And you see, the example you gave, the corruption, it will be very difficult for a parliamentarian who is not probably a minister who has a budget to be corrupt. It is difficult because you are not working. You are relying on the salary coming from parliament.
Right.
So you cannot be corrupt. I'm not saying ministers are corrupt, no. But I'm saying that those who have budget, probably chief executives of corporations, okay, those who have budget to spend, they can be corrupt. So if an MP becomes a minister and has opportunity to spend money with his budget, then probably you can say that.
Right.
But frankly speaking, MPs who have no designation apart from being a member of parliament is difficult.
So it's difficult for some of these people to actually win a second term, especially if you rely on only your salary from parliament and you're not able to pay school fees, attend funerals here and there, and give donations.
Yeah, you stand a chance of losing. The percentage is about 70-30. But you see,
it's not healthy then.
Sometimes another trick of the game is that when you don't have the money, you have to be downtrodden MP.
Okay.
Go to your constituency, be with them. Look, if you say I have this and that, I really don't care. When you come to my house at Asin Fusu, we have Kobe, Keko, sardine, corned beef, eggs, whatever you want, baluka. You see, we have there. Then, whatever stew they want, I eat with everybody. You cannot ask my constituent. Sometimes, if I make statements like that, you have to go behind and check. So people are free to come to me. But I have a behavior where if you come to my house for the first time and probably meet that, you say that the MP is rude. But they themselves know that he will talk and still give it. Sometimes I get out of my house and I saw about 70 people lined up. I'm a human being. I go off and started screaming. They will never leave.
They'll still wait.
They will still wait.
Because they know that's how you are.
Oh, MP, you will talk. You will still give us. Then you see there. So I'll be in my room, psych myself, and just go, ask them what about they, or maybe I meet them halfway.
Yeah.
So honestly speaking, MPs who don't have businesses on their own and are not ministers, especially when you're in opposition. Yesterday I was laughing at my colleagues from the opposite side and said, you see, just 10 months you are complaining. You see, Spio Gabra said, opposition is hell. We've been there for 8 years. You are going to be there.
Yeah. We
don't have anything to give. We're joking. The parliamentary job is not as easy as probably the only thing you enjoy from, honorable. No, honorable.
In the pictures.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the pocket counts. It's empty.
Yeah.
So it's not been easy.
Okay. So you've been MP for quite a while. I mean, for people who know your constituents and your constituency, they talk of the massive development you have brought to your constituency and what you have done for the people. But do you think across the board, people are really benefiting from the role their MPs are playing in Parliament on their behalf?
I can't speak for everybody.
But you interact with people outside your constituency.
Yes,
I'm just they come to you for help.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. Well, I think whatever position they are in, even if you don't have money to give them, and you are able to go to other ministries and solicit for assistance, say projects for your constituency, it is also good. So
if you're in opposition, are you always successful?
Tough. It's tough. If you are in opposition, it's very tough. So 8 years, I never went to any ministry for a project. Whatever project I did it with my personal
Because
funds.
you were not going to be successful with a project?
They would not even give it to me. And I wouldn't I wouldn't come there and ridicule myself. So I just go ahead and do it. As I speak, I have about 140,000 Ghana cedis in my common fund account because the MC was not prepared to And I told him that my money about 100 times bigger than your budget. So go to hell. I never stepped there. But I continue on the project. But other colleagues cannot do that. So it makes it difficult to them and it makes them unpopular. The only antidote to that is your frequency. Going to your constituency. If you are in the north, you should try and be there every month. Those of us around here, if you can, every week. And when you go, you talk to them, whatever small money you have, you do something for them to see. So it's not easy if you are in opposition.
What do you think about the corruption tag attached to Parliament?
The corruption attached to Parliament is probably because, I'll be frank with you, sometimes parliamentarians, like this budget, they took us to Kufurudia and they gave us allowance. They gave us allowance. Because you drive with your own car, your own fuel, everything, you know. You see, yesterday I was expecting my clerk to bring this document. We laid it, we wanted to finish it, but she couldn't. We had extended sitting. Of course, Christmas. My committee, the ministry, gave us something for Christmas. We never went there to demand. Where the corruption comes in is when you push the ministry and insist that you have to give us this before we approve your budget. Or whatever we're going to do for you before we approve.
Does it happen often?
I won't sit here and say it doesn't, sometimes. And maybe my members will not be happy with me because I will not even budge for that. So we don't do that. But you see, the way the media comes up with this, I think sometimes it's over-exaggerated. But I don't hold brief for anybody because we are supposed to check corruption. So if we are part of it, then I'm afraid Ghana will go to hell.
Is that your favorite word, hell?
Not really.
You've said it more than 4 times during this interview so far.
I see. Okay.
it must be the American in you.
Well, I think it.
Possibly.
Well, I don't have a problem with that.
All right, we'll be taking a break soon. When we come back, we'll be talking about corruption generally in the country. He will give us his thoughts on the fight against corruption and if he thinks the president is on the right track in tackling corruption. And also, some have said that when it comes to corruption, we always leave the discussion at the top. But down there are people who also, embark on very corrupt practices. We'll be right back with the Asen Central Member of Parliament, the Honorable Kennedy Ejapong. Stay with us.
Autistic children dreams come true during Verna Mineral Water rebranding launch.
Most of the times people ignore such kids and they tag them as evil kids or they are cursed and all that, but that's not true. Putting a smile on every child's face regardless of their condition is a major responsibility of our society, and I am pleased to be a part of this today.
In this life, the best thing you can do is to make someone else happy, or basically make people around you happy.
Drinking and buying Verna mineral water, we help many people out there, like our beautiful sisters over here, and all the many people that Verna mineral water helps.
Here we go. Purchase a bottle of the all-new, sleek and stylish Verna natural mineral water today and support a worthy cause. Verna mineral water, changing people's lives.
So what makes Tom Energy drink different?
Look into the bottle.
Hey!
energy drink. Power. Ba, ba, ba.
The rice sweet too. Oh, he mommy right there.
Joe, go 4G, Charlie. You can also win.
Yes, own a 2-bedroom house, a brand new car, cash prizes, iPhone 8, Samsung Galaxy S8, 4G enabled devices, and airtime. Keep doing the things you love on MTN Super Fast 4G and win big. Dial *120# for more details. Go 4G, Charlie. MTN, everywhere you go.
The taste is sweet, oh, I know you like it, I like Verado. I got the pineapple, I got the pear, and now you want Verado. Verado. The best! Verado. I like it, Verado. The taste is sweet, oh, I know you like it, I like Verado. I got the pineapple, I got the pear, and now you want Verado. Verado. Manifest them one echo, Verado. The taste is sweet, oh, I know you like it, I like Verado. I got the pineapple, I got the pear, and now you want Verado.
Hi there, welcome to Broom Range of Electronics and Home Appliance. Let me introduce you to our quality and durable product. Let me start off with our high definition LED TV with the latest features and better picture quality, range of air conditioning from split to floor standing, and check out the Broom range of cooking appliance, gas cookers, microwaves, blenders, food processors, and broom washing machines. And we have an entire range of broom refrigerators, beverage coolers, freezers, and water dispensers. There's just so much to choose from. It's durable, affordable, and energy efficient.
Autistic children dreams come true during Verna Mineral Water rebranding launch.
Most of the times people ignore such kids and they tag them as evil kids or they are cursed and all that, but that's not true.
Putting a smile on every child's face, regardless of their condition, is a major responsibility of our society, and I am pleased to be a part of this today.
In this life, the best thing you can do is to make someone else happy, or basically make people around you happy.
Drinking and buying Verna mineral water, you help many people out there, like our beautiful sisters over here, and all the many people that Verna mineral water helps.
Here we go. Purchase a bottle of the all-new, sleek and stylish Verna natural mineral water today and support a worthy cause. Verna mineral water, changing people's lives.
Welcome back to State of Affairs, brought to you by Verna Natural Mineral Water. Water is life. Each day, an average adult naturally loses 2.5 to 3 liters of water. In order to help replenish your body, you need to drink quality hydrating fluids. When considering such quality hydrating fluids, choose Verna Natural Mineral Water, naturally made to quench your thirst. Verna Natural Mineral Water, healthy drinking, healthy living. And I'm here with Yasin, Central Member of Parliament, the Honorable Kennedy Kwame Ejapong. And you don't use the Kwame a lot, do you?
No, I don't mind at all.
You don't?
Yeah, I prefer Kwame Ejapong
to Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah?
If I don't like Kennedy, that's why I make it short, Ken.
Ken, why don't you like it?
When I went to America, anytime you mention Kennedy, he's up there.
He's up there.
They're looking for some white, rich politician.
Well, but you turned out to be one. Not white, but
no.
A very vibrant politician and rich.
No, I'm not. I'm not rich. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
Really?
No. When I get to the target, then I'll say I'm rich.
What's your target?
At least before I die, I should be a billionaire. That's all.
So you're not a billionaire?
Oh no, not in dollars.
Oh, you're a billionaire in CD terms,
Yeah,
not
not
in
in
dollar
dollars.
terms. Okay.
So I'm not there yet.
We'll be praying for you to get there.
Hallelujah.
Anyway, so we still want to talk about corruption. We know how active the president was in the run-up to the elections on the issue of corruption, and how unhappy a lot of you were with the previous administration's fight against corruption. Now, you are in office now. It's almost a year. What do you think so far about the fight against corruption? Has anything changed?
Yes. What has changed is that, anyway, let me say this. Ghanaians think we are being slow to prosecute. But the other flip side is that you don't want to rush, take people to court and lose cases. So you have to do thorough investigation so that when you are going there, you know that you're going to win this case. That is why they've prepared a lot of cases. I don't have to mention to you. So I'll plead with Ghanaians to have patience. That definitely.
But are you patient?
In terms of diligence, yes.
Okay.
That is why I am not. But frankly speaking, it's still been slow.
What are you expecting that's not happening?
Oh, I mean, by now, we should have a couple of guys on trial to defend themselves. Let the whole world know what they've done. Okay? Corruption in this country. And I want to state this clearly, that my observation and experience tells me that Ghanaian is naturally born bad.
What does that mean?
Ghanaian is naturally born bad because all of us here doing this program, one way or the other, our attitude and mindset, our attitude and mindset makes it difficult for the country to progress. Okay? So when you talk of corruption, it is not only the politician taking money from government coffers. It is also the civil servant who cooked the figures. An item that cost 10, he agreed to make it 100. So he's also part of it. Okay? When you go to GH1, you call?
Yes.
GH1. A cameraman is going out there. He takes the battery, gets there and says there's no battery. The company has to go and buy a battery. I'm not saying they are doing, I'm giving you examples of why all of us are naturally born bad.
Yeah.
Our attitude and the mindset of Ghanaians, every time they are thinking of duping somebody.
Is it because the system is hard? They think the system is hard and money is hard to come by?
Money is hard to come by, I agree. But my sister, in America, the few people that have money, you see them enjoying and making America possible. But majority of the people, can you believe that still some people in America make $200 a week and paying rent of $500? Europe, America is far better than Europe. I was in Europe about 4 months ago, and the stories are pathetic. Ghanaians over there cannot even save 100 euros a month. But he has no opportunity to go and steal because the systems are working. In Ghana, systems are not working. That's what I mean by everybody. We are all naturally born bad. Instead of thinking of development for our nation, we are thinking of making ourselves rich at the expense of the country and the poor people in this country. So every opportunity given to an individual in this system wants to find foul means to make money within the shortest possible time. It's a canker, and I'm telling you that. That's why I'm saying all of us are naturally bombarded. We don't think of the nation. We think of ourselves first. And that is dangerous. That is dangerous because if you make money within 8 years as a politician, people refer back to when you were campaigning, where you were coming from. How did you get this? Because of that, a lot of politicians who steal don't use the money to do anything. They keep it in the banks. Because of that, banks in Ghana here will leak information to some of us. They take the money to Dubai. Now, safe haven is Dubai. You have been going there all the time, so you know. The Ghanaians who have all their properties, NDC, I know all of them. I have it lined up.
They have properties in Dubai.
Yes. Although I'm against corruption, I don't find a problem with a Ghanaian who has even stolen and still invested it in this country than those who steal and go and keep it in US, Europe, Dubai, wherever.
And you think that's what the previous administration's officials, some of the officials did?
Yes. And giving opportunity to this government, some of them, if they make the money, they'll go and put it there. So I'm not blaming only NDC. I'm saying that our mindset. Okay, I learned something from Dangote. That day I felt so bad, but in my case it's a bit different, but I've learned my lesson. You know, I listened to his interview and he said he doesn't have a house anywhere in the world except Nigeria. Wherever he goes, he stays in a hotel, does whatever he does, and he goes away. I felt guilty because I have about 8 houses in America. And because I live there. But the flip side, which helps me to change my mindset from his statement, is that today this one to go and twist.
I don't twist anything you say. I never twist anything.
I bought properties in this AU village.
Yes.
And one property, okay, say two of them is equivalent to the deposit I made for a property in America.
Two.
Yeah, two. The cost of two properties in AU village is equivalent to the deposit I put on a property in America.
Right.
Today, I make $7,000 from those two properties here, and I pay mortgage of $7,400
on the one in America.
Yeah, the one in America. So I sat there and said, I checked. When I went, I checked. I bought it in 2007. It means, and I've paid about $960-something thousand. The actual mortgage is $750. Still, I have $630 to pay. It means the $960,000, only $120 has gone to reduce my mortgage. Whereas in Ghana here, my money, the same amount of money, gives me $7,000.
So you're better off investing?
Yeah, I'm better off in Ghana.
Yeah.
So this time, I look at them when we are in Dubai, this go away. I go to America. I even want to sell those properties because I'm not making money. Whereas here, you know, that kind of money, I could have gotten some rent out of it. So I learned something from that. I know more. But I also want to defend the people who have been investing outside. They are investing outside because of insecurity. The successive coups in this country have always targeted successful people. Okay? Everybody who made money from Buzia in Nkrumah's time, Buzia's time, a champon is tagged corrupt. The soldiers dealt with them drastically. Poku Transport, Kwous, Boaches, and all those things. The way ex-President Rawlings treated them in 1979-81 coup. That is why people steal the money and take it outside.
But we've come, you know, from that era. It's been decades, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been decades, but you see, it's a pass-on history that I'll always tell my kids. I'll tell my kids that, look, I was doing A, B, C, D, but because of this, I lost everything. So be careful what you do.
Okay.
Okay? But I don't have that problem. Okay. I'm not scared. So be it.
Okay.
If I die,
so what do you think about the president's fight against corruption? Is he on the right track?
Yes, on the right track, because I can tell you, I went to bid for a contract. I have the previous quotation, which is 277 Ghana cedis a litre under NDC government. MPP, they said 135. Look at the difference. About 142 cedis. I bid for a tender, street lights. The lady sat there and said, it won't fly. $250 for this light? Hell no. I can only go for 160. My sister. 250 to 160. How much difference? It's about $90 difference. Okay? So we are getting value for money. In short, that is what I want to say. You might not see it now, but later on you see that we have value for money. I'll give you one example. When you go to roads, some people, the latter part, that is December something, when NDC lost power, they started selling certificates to people who do not even have contracts to go and take money. I'm telling you, whatever I say, please go back and cross-check if I'm lying. Because I'm always arguing with Alhaji Bature and he says, bring evidence, bring evidence. You go to the Minister of Roads and Highway and ask if what I'm saying is true or not. Some project, they exaggerated the price of $150 million. Do you know what $150 million can do for Ghana in terms of development? MPP fighting corruption, we've been slow. Why I'm saying that is that I know people who has milked this country now is staying outside Ghana, taking me to court. I want to meet him personally. And that day he'll be arrested at the airport. We are being slow for him even to get nerves to go to court.
The media station where you made that pronouncement has apologized to him. They distance themselves from
I'm not chicken out. I'll go all out. There's another guy who actually wanted to bribe the boss guy $1 million to do the contaminated. Now got nerves. I'll have it here. I don't know, he's in my car to take me to court. Somebody call me, OKFM, that something Graham. Graham. I'll face all of them and I'll bring them to the cleaners. Because I have enough evidence to bring everybody. And what they are doing is that they have planned, take him to court, take him to court, take him to court to distract him. I got enough time to face this. They are thieves. And this is Ghana. I go to my constituency and somebody just, look, one girl was going to Institute of Journalism here. When I got there, the way she was speaking, I said, hey, from this village, good English like that, I asked her, what do you want to do? She said, I want to go to Institute of Journalism. I said, wow, let me see you. How much? 1,800, my sister. When I gave the money, the girl just did this. Yes. So I went back and I wept. I said, wow. When I look at the figures, the monies that people have stolen in this country, and this girl, 1,800, did this cross the sign. That alone will not me stop. I'm not scared of any Ghanaian here. The truth will prevail at all times. And you see, they are not lucky. During NDC's time, any allegations are made. They were true, but they were suppressing information. This time, we are in power. You can't suppress information. So they are being fools to even go out there, because I'll come after them. And look, I sit here. National security, the information I have, national security doesn't have. Because people don't have opportunity to go to national security to tell them what they know. I have opened my door. They bring the information, I go around and check. And it's true. So, fighting corruption, we've been slow. Though we have enough evidence to take all of them to court. But the other side that they say, well, let's get all the documents right before we go there. It's been passed and gone, but I can ask one question. I'm not after him, but I want to give you one example. If Ibrahim fails to pay his duties on his cars, comes back and admits after 2 years that yes, I didn't pay. Now I'm going to pay and pay 14 million. Do you leave him? Do you leave him? The man who did not pay. And now, when you look at the system, the economy, and the depreciation of our currency, if he has to pay in 2015, 14 million, and 2017 pays 14 million, tell that to the dogs. You see, so many things are going on in this country. When I look at the ordinary people, the way they suffer, a guy brought his bill here. And what he actually, the guy who came for the money, I wanted to check that he's the one because I don't know him. He brought his pay slip, a letter from Minister of Education, and his ID. When I checked, the guy makes 412 Ghana cedis. Then I asked him, I said, wow, how are these guys surviving? Then I see a contract where prices have been bloated over 1,000 times. I can't stand it. The system, if MPP does the same thing that NDC did, will collapse the country. Will collapse it because it's terrible. The profit margins were so huge, and it was orchestrated, planned with the civil servant. Because the minister alone cannot sign. That is why I'm saying that we are all naturally bombarded. You first focus on politicians. Well, maybe because
it's convenient, isn't it?
Right, it's convenient. But check down there and see that we are all naturally bombarded. We need people to take this nation at heart. I love money, but money is not all.
Because you have it in abundance, so you say it's not.
No, it's not all. It's not all. Money is not all. But in most cases, yes, it makes it convenient for everything that you want to do. But don't let it get into your head that you have money and therefore you own the whole world. You're a loser and you'll be a fool to think like that. Okay. So let us, whatever we also get, you keep talking, you have money, you have money. I don't have money because I'm not able to help all the people that come to me. I should be in a position to help people. And look, I want to do that because my son, my daughters, it doesn't mean that...
How many do you have now?
I have a lot, so I'm waiting for yours. Okay, that's the question you asked.
All right. Will you ever consider running for president?
I don't have time. And let me tell you, not that I cannot be a president. I can do it. And me, if I'm going to be president, I'll do it for only 4 years, and you see the changes.
So why don't you do it?
I don't have time.
But you have a strong
I want to make money and help the ordinary people.
You can do that by being president.
When you are president, look, the president, he doesn't have the whole world latitude. He also has limits.
Yeah.
Okay? He has limits. There's certain things he will want to do, but Council of State elders will say, look, better watch out. Now, certain things he wants to do, the party will tell him, you better watch out.
I mean, if he has somebody like you in the party, you would stop him from doing some things, wouldn't you?
Yeah, if it's detrimental to the party, yes, I will say that.
Okay. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back because I want to know from the Honorable Ken Ejapong if he thinks it's time for Kwabena Ejapong to be accepted back to the party. We'll be right back.
I can't believe she just rejected me and my camera.
She rejected my lights. How can she not want makeup?
Maybe when the battery dies, she'll come back to us.
Nah, not with a 4,000 milliampere battery.
Experience the best selfies of your life with NASCO Allure and Allure Plus. Super selfie, super battery. NASCO, bring home happiness.
The taste is sweet, oh, I know you like it, I like Verado. I got the pineapple, I got the pear, and now you want Verado. Verado. The best! Verado. I like it, Verado. The taste is sweet, oh, I know you like it, I like Verado. I got the pineapple, I got the pear, and now you want Verado. Verado. Manifest one echo, Verado. The taste is sweet, oh, I know you like it, I like Verado. I got the pineapple, I got the pear, and now you want Verado.
So what makes Storm Energy Drink different?
Look into the bottle.
Storm Energy Drink. Power.
Hi there, welcome to Broom Range of Electronics and Home Appliance, and let me introduce you to our quality and durable product. Let me start off with our high definition LED TV with the latest features and better picture quality, range of air conditioning from split to floor standing, and check out the Broom range of cooking appliances, gas cookers, microwave, blenders, food processors, and broom washing machines. And we have an entire range of broom refrigerators, beverage coolers, freezers, and water dispensers. There's just so much to choose from. It's durable, affordable, and energy efficient.
Welcome back to State of Affairs, brought to you by Vena Natural Mineral Water. I'm talking to the Asin Central Member of Parliament, the Honorable Ken Kwame Ejapong. I actually like the Kwame Ejapong. Anyway, let's talk about your party. What I want to talk to you about is the issue of taking back people who were suspended from your party, Kwame Ejapong and Paula Foucault.
Well, if you say suspension, two things. Suspension, you don't know how long it's going to take. It can be today, you call it off. It can be another time that you extend it. Well, I don't have a problem if the party is going to call them back. But the scenario is staying out for the party now to come to power. And some of the allegations were that they were sabotaging the party's success. So without them that we've won, it makes it difficult for acceptance. I personally don't have a problem. You see me like I can work with anybody. I don't have a problem. My MC, I call him, he calls me, he brings whatever he needs, he brings it, I go with him, we push. My executives, Christmas, they are waiting for me. I'm going to make sure they also take care of their families, because when I'm not there, they go there and work. I have a youth executives. They are so dynamic. So I have to be fair to them, at least give them something also to buy something for their kids. So I don't have a problem. I am not bragging, but if a lot of the MPs will learn from me the way I do my underground work and grassroots, they will all stay in power and there will be no fear. They will win their seats. Okay? But with Kwabena and Nafoko's case, I don't have the power. It's not
one person's
decision. So I cannot speak for everybody. That's my problem. But calling them back, I don't have a problem. I spoke my mind then. I'm done with. We proved them wrong. We won. So a lot of them who were following Kwabena and Nafoko, they are ministers. And so what about Kwabena and Nafoko? Nana has forgiven them and made them ministers. He knows very well.
Are you happy with it?
I don't have a problem. That's the beauty of democracy.
Absolutely.
I don't. And I'm nice with them. So if Kwabena and Nafoko, they are coming, I don't have a problem. But Kennedy Japon sitting here, I'm not bigger than the party. It's the party's decision. National Council. And even if National Council takes decision, it will still bring it to the whole party for them to decide if they'll do it. So I personally don't bear any grudge with them. Okay? I've spoken my mind. It's over. I'm free. Because if you begin to think of all the things people have said about you, my sister, you will not progress. So I put it behind me.
And you move on.
And move on and prove you wrong. That whatever I say will surely come to pass. Because I face the truth and that's it.
Okay. Now, it is your way of facing the truth that sometimes people in your party are uncomfortable with. For instance, there are some people who would probably have a problem or two with the way the president has addressed an issue or tackled a problem. And they will not publicly say because they know it is their president. You, on the other hand, will not do that.
Yes.
You will criticize him publicly.
Yes.
In fact, go on and say other things that would get some of your members, crawling.
But
why do you do that?
In the end, you see, my doctor taught me this. He said, if you are sick, most of the medicines that are sweet are the ones that will not get you healed fast. The bitter ones will get you healed faster. So sometimes, and now let me address this. A lot of the MPs, party members, think I just go on air and talk. I will sound a caution. I will sound a warning. I'll tell them this thing will not help us. This thing will not help us. And they won't listen. Where would you listen? If it comes to public, you listen. I'll put it out there.
Oh, so you actually speak to them on the quiet?
Of course. I'm surprised that they say everything he puts it out there. I give them clues, okay, behind the scenes, and they don't take it. I hit you hard. When you hit them hard, but tell me one thing that I have said that has not come to pass. Just yesterday, I don't know if I have to tell you, we had a meeting. And they were using the word majority. I said majority doesn't mean majority is always right. No. What you are doing will not help us. I said, I don't want to be part of this to disgrace myself. I absented myself. And Lord and behold, my argument, the president shut it down completely. Said, please, it won't work.
So you felt vindicated.
Hallelujah. Yeah. Because I was not afraid of the truth. You say majority. Majority took the decision against me. They went there and they've disgraced themselves. If they had listened, what would have happened? So I just said, okay, if that's your decision, you go. And the man is well versed in politics. He just looked at them and laughed at them and said, this thing won't work. Please go and withdraw it. I mean, another car, I'm going to tree. Or so you bread the fool.
And just before we wrap up, I want to speak to you about vigilante groups and how the NDC, some people in the NDC have described the activities of all of these groups that say they are associated with your party you know, and have been running riot
in
some areas. They say that it is state-sponsored terrorism.
You see,
led by your party.
Oh, if it is true, then it's good.
Which one? The state-sponsored terrorism?
Yes, if it's true.
What the Vigilante
Yeah,
groups
if it's true, it's good.
How?
Yeah, if it's true, it's good. You are asking me how?
Yeah.
You were going to the NDC circles and you know what they were doing.
What were they doing?
I'll give you one example. When now President Akufo-Addo was in Brahafo region, and NDC people, their so-called kefit, got to Nanado's house. What did they do? You go to Nkwanta, DC was killed. What did they do? Tamale, they demonstrated against Mahama that if he doesn't give Haruna a position, hell will break. What did they do? When you have Azoka boys and the whole Minister of Interior stands there and say that, hey, we have our guys, we have this, then, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. That was not a state-sponsored terrorism.
Do two wrongs make a right?
When it comes to MPP, then you ask, do two wrongs make a right? When it's NDC?
We'll still ask.
No, you never asked. You never asked. The Sir Osofunu, because of him, I'm not going to church in Methodist again. One Asante, you all behave like that. Anything about MPP, you say two wrongs will not make a right. When it's NDC, you keep quiet. As for that Osofo, he will say and condemn MPP, but he will never. Because of him, I don't go to church.
I'm sure
again.
the NDC also has. You don't go to church because of
Asante.
Why?
No, because now I don't believe in anything.
But it's the same way the NDC would also say that there are some pastors who would defend you and not criticize you.
I don't have a problem for them thinking that way or feeling that way.
But you have made a decision. You go to church because...
Yeah, because... But I want to address your issue. The Azoka boys, what they were doing in this country, especially in the north, NDC, what did they do? State-sponsored. Let me tell you something, if you've forgotten. There's one guy why I disagree with MPP, their diplomacy. There's one Lieutenant Colonel, he was a major, who actually sent soldiers to my constituency, called the chiefs, and told them that, you see these guns that we are holding, we are not holding these guns to kill animals, to kill human beings. If you don't tell the youth in this country, in this constituency, and they misbehave, will kill them like animals.
In your constituency?
Yeah, that major is now a lieutenant colonel. MPP, I don't know what is wrong with them.
You want them to...
He is in charge of operations at 64. I'm not scared. He's a... Play that side. Let him know that if he puts their uniform away, he will see that he's a chicken. Send people to come there, met the chiefs of my constituency and told them that these guns are meant to kill human beings, not animals. So you make any noise, we'll kill all of you. He's been appointed. And you are telling me, NDC, to tell me when a guy like Kwaku Enyido give instructions to police that charge him treason. Kwaku Enyido tells police that this guy who was arrested with drugs, I don't even know him, Asam Dake, that implicate Kene Japan. Kwaku Enyido goes on air. Nobody should go away. We are taking their passport. Asam Dake is singing. We are going to arrest them. That play that. If you like, you should play with him. I want everybody to put me and Kwaku Enyido in the ring and see who is wicked.
In a ring?
Yes. And I'll just finish that. Yeah, the guy goes there and tell the police, implicate this guy that he's a drug dealer. And he goes out there to sing for Ghanaians to see. You have forgotten so soon. And they are complaining. If it's state-sponsored, I will sponsor them to beat the shit out of them. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Why are we scared? We are behaving in this country as if anybody who supports NDC has different blood in him. And the rest of the country, we have different blood. We are all equal before the law.
So you will not ever condemn what the vigilante groups associated with the NPP?
You see, I don't believe in excesses. If you are protecting... I ask one simple question. Now, what's your English? Vigilante? Is that the word you use?
Yes.
Vigilante? How many police officers were protecting Nana Akufo-Addo? How many military were protecting our ballot boxes? Today you call them vigilante? I will sponsor them if that's what NDC is saying. They should come for money. I pay their school fees for them. I'll do it today and do it tomorrow because I have conscience. I have conscience. What these people did to save my life. Today, MPP is in power. They have different words for them. I don't. And I'm not scared. I'll never give them up. If indeed it's true that they are state-sponsored, they should come for the money. I will pay. For what NDC did, and today they are singing. Wow, what an unfair country we live in. So I'm getting boiled up when you bring these issues here. I'm not scared of them. And yesterday, a good friend of mine from why? I said, why? If somebody, can you ever sit on one table and eat with somebody who goes to push police officers to charge you that you're a drug dealer? Somebody who calls a police officer, charge him treason, and they charge me treason.
Is there anybody in this country you're afraid of?
Me, except God. Because you know what? I'm not afraid to die. So I'm not afraid of anybody. I'll tell you like this. Anything that will save my country, Ghana first. You can be anybody.
You sound like Trump.
So long as it affects Ghana, I will speak.
Right.
Irrespective of which party you belong. But the problem I have with MPP is that if I speak against NDC, oh, you're happy clapping. When we are doing the same thing, I criticize you. You have a problem. The guy is destroying the party. Finally, they all sit up. And they realize, the guy, we need him in the party. So I speak for the ordinary people. I speak for my country.
And you sponsor the party too?
Yeah. Because I love it. When you take God, my party comes.
Second. Not your wife.
Oh, my wife is there constantly. So.
She's a constant factor there.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kennedy, for talking to us on State of Affairs. Brought to you by Verna Natural Mineral Water. It's always a pleasure catching up with this honorable man. We'll see you.
You still wanted to get me there. I know definitely you get me pissed.
No, I'm not. I don't do anything. I just play back exactly what you said. I don't add, I don't subtract. Anyway, thank you very much for talking to us.
Sorry, it's a blue up.
I will see you next week.